Okay, how did you know that you had cirrhosis?
I went to my doctor back in Philadelphia, and he had recommended me to go see a doctor about liver and stuff, and they took some blood tests and found out that I had cirrhosis of the liver.
What were your treatments?
At that time, there were no treatments. He had said that it wasn't a big problem, that if it got worse and I was having pain or anything, at that time they would treat me with medicine.
What was your experience throughout the whole process?
Scary.
Tell me what happened.
Well, throughout the whole process, I was New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, I don't remember exactly. I was pretty out of it, and I had woke up in the middle of the night and thought that I had like indigestion, and got up to get some Tums and went into the bathroom, and then my stomach, I just start throwing up blood, like buckets and buckets of blood. There was blood all over the bathroom, and I started losing consciousness and was able to get to the phone and dial 911. That time they got there pretty quick, and the police officer knew me, and they got me over to the hospital within a few minutes. And when they took me into the ER, I was still bleeding throughout this whole time, and they got me on a table, all the doctors, and that time everything around me went white, like white. I can hear them talking about me and what they're doing and all, and scrambling, to do something, and everything was just white. And at that time I lost consciousness, and next thing I know, I woke up in a bed in the hospital. I was in the bed for about a day and a half, and they sent me food to eat, which they shouldn't have. And after I ate this food, I began to bleed again through several orifices of my body, and they shipped me again. I was bleeding so bad that they shipped me from Bristol Hospital to Jefferson Hospital via helicopter, and I don't remember that trip at all. And I got to by the time I got to the hospital, I was in a coma. I don't remember, much of what had happened. There was a lot of tests being done and ways of stopping the bleeding, and they were having a problem doing that. And they put a stent in my back, from my liver to my pancreas, so the blood had somewhere to go. They also had me on several IVs and had a tube down my throat for a tracheotomy. And there was, during my stay there, according to my wife, they pronounced me dead 3 times. Priest came in and announced, gave me my last rites, and they were making arrangements for my funeral and everything, and but I pulled through and kept, holding on, while I was in this coma, and one doctor there, the head doctor, had come up with this idea to freeze me, and then that's what they did. They put me in some type of suit, I guess, and lowered my body temperature to about 60 degrees or something. I'm not exactly sure what the temperature was, but they froze me, and at that time they were able to gain control of the bleeding, and they got the things they put. I had a bleeding of the esophagealus as well, and they fixed that, and there was a lot of bleed coming from that as well. And what they did is they banded it, is what they call it. They banded my throat, and then once they got everything under control when I was in this freeze, they brought me back out of the freeze, and everything seemed to be a lot better, as you could see. I